Welcome everybody to the drivers' press conference ahead of the FIA Formula One United States Grand Prix. Group 1 is with us now. Left of screen, Fernando Alonso, Franco Colapinto in the middle, and Ollie Bearman. Hello guys, on the right. Nice to see you all. Now, Ollie, why don't we start with you? You've got some upgrades on the HAAS this weekend. In what areas of performance are you hoping to see a little bit of an upgrade?
Yeah, happy to be here in Austin. It's a home race for the team. I was here last year as a reserve driver, and just watching and being around the circuit is pretty special. So I'm excited to drive here now this year. And yeah, we have an upgrade as well on the car, which hopefully will bring us a bit more performance everywhere. Obviously, it's quite late in the season to bring an upgrade, so hopefully it can give us a bit of an advantage compared to our competitors.
Ollie, you had a great race in Singapore. You had a great race in Zandvoort, a few races back as well. Just looking bigger picture, can you just give us your thoughts on how your season has gone from a driving point of view this year?
Yeah, I think it's been a bit up and down, but since the summer break, I've found a good level of consistency, and I've also changed the way I've been approaching things a little bit and found a bit more consistent performance in that. Also within the team, some things are changing as well, so I'm in a really good place at the moment. I'm really happy with how things are going, so that's nice. And what I was aiming for at the start of the season was to see a big improvement in myself and my level of driving and capabilities, and I've seen that, so that's good.
Okay, look, good luck this weekend. Thank you very much for that. Fernando, can I bring you in on this? Just your season as a whole, you are 11th in the championship. You've out-qualified your teammate 18-0. Just how do you view your performance this year?
I don't know. I mean, it's difficult to always measure your performance as we have up and downs, as everybody does, depending on the circuit and the characteristics of the weekend, the layout, the car performing a little bit better or worse. It seems that you are performing better or worse because of the car, but I mean, it will not be a season to be remembered.
Okay, well, what about this weekend? Given the recent run of races, how hopeful are you of getting more points here at COTA?
Let's see. I think we had some challenges in the last 2 years here. Even when in 2023 the car was performing well, we struggling here. So yeah, we need to do something different than the last 2 events here to really score points. And at the same time we come from Singapore being on the fast pace there, so it's a sprint weekend, which I think normally it is an advantage for us, knowing the circuit and having the first qualifying already. The second time we go in the car on Friday night, so yeah, I'm ready to take an opportunity if it comes.
You say do something different, you mean from a setup point of view?
Yes.
Can you give any insight into what you might change?
I think the level of complexity of the setup will not be understood, so yeah, I don't think that we need to explain it here.
All right. Any engineers in the room? No, okay. Fernando, thank you for that. Good luck this weekend. And Franco, let's come to you now. It feels like you're finding your groove at Alpine, having out-qualified Pierre in 4 of the last 5 races. What performance have you been able to unleash since the summer break?
Yeah, it's been better. I found just a bit more consistency in the car. It's been tricky to drive for me. Just really struggling to find the consistency of the car. I think through track to track, session to session, was starting to be really unpredictable, and I think I'm just starting to find my feet in the last few races after the summer break, and just before I could start to feel that the pace was improving. I think we are working really well with my engineers. We also know that the car we need to find more pace out of the package that we've got. It's not at the moment where we want or where we expect to be at this point of the year. So we are trying to work hard, trying to understand our issues, trying to come to the races that we know are a bit more beneficial for our car. You know, trying to be spot on with the setup and trying to be ready from P1 where we think is best. But yeah, sometimes we are struggling to kind of bring that pace from track to track, and on my side, of course, learning and understanding the car better from session after session. But yeah, it's been tough. I think clearly an improvement. Last 5 races have been positive on the personal side, but of course not happy with the result as a team at the moment.
Franco, what about next year? As you say, the direction of travel is positive for you. What have Flavio and Steve said to you about what you need to do in these last 6 races to retain your seat at Alpine next year?
I think keep doing what I'm doing. I'm working very well with the team, so very happy about that. And I think especially looking at these last 5 rounds, I think we really struggle for pace, and to see that we are not giving up and everyone in the team is staying motivated. The engineers, the mechanics, they keep pushing us as if we would be scoring points, but we are not at the moment. But it's good to see the motivation that they all have to keep pushing, keep finding more performance out of the car. And I think it's something that we are all doing, and something that when the car is good next year, it will be very important to have. So I think it's a good preparation for when our moment comes. The moment it's not there yet, but I trust that the car next year will be quick.
Okay, good luck this weekend. Thank you for that. Right, let's open this to the floor. We're going to start with the broadcasters. Who's going first? Microphones. Here we go, David.
Thank you very much. David Croft, Sky Sports F1. Fernando, let's go back to the end of the race in Singapore. I don't know if you're familiar with the work of Victor Meldrew, but there was a lot of "I do not believe it," so I don't believe it's coming out. Lewis was struggling to get home with the brakes that have failed. Would you prefer the FIA to take a more serious view in incidents like that? Because you were clearly quite irked on the team radio, and a 5-second penalty, was that enough for a driver driving with no brakes for the last 3 laps of the race? Ollie, you can answer this one as well.
No, I mean, I was happy with the penalty. I gained the position, so even 1 second was enough. Not needed the extra 4.
I needed a few more so I could overtake him as well.
I need more than a few.
Franco says you need a bit more. Yeah. Mara, you know.
Mara San Giorgio, Sky Sport F1 Italy. I have a question for all 3 of you. With 6 races to go, who do you think will win the title championship, and especially why? What's your feeling?
Difficult to guess. I mean, that will be the question that we all want to know in advance. I would say that the 2 McLarens, they have a little bit of an advantage just because the point advantage. So yeah, I would say that is between the 2 of them. But yeah, Max is an incredible driver, and yeah, if there is anyone that can overcome the deficit of the car, is him. So yeah, let's see.
Fernando, you've been involved in many title fights. Just give us some insight into how the business end of the season changes the approach of a driver if you're in the running for the championship.
Yeah, it does a little bit, and you approach the weekend, taking care of every single detail. It's not that you don't do that at the beginning of the year, but you understand that it's a long championship and you can afford some, up and downs. And now there are no room to mistake anymore if you are chasing the leaders. So yeah, there is a little bit of pressure on that. And the same way, if you are leading the championship, even if you have a little bit of margin, you don't want to lose that point advantage. So yeah, there is a different atmosphere for sure on the weekends, but it's a lovely place to have.
Franco, your thoughts, please.
I don't know. I guess it's between the 3 of them. So.
Are we going to get a name from?
No,
from
not from me.
Fernando, we didn't get a name from you. No. Ollie, your thoughts.
I don't know, but I think it will be fun to watch. But yeah, I think it's cool what Max is doing at the moment, you know, getting back some points. I hope that it goes down to the wire for all three of them and may the best win.
Thank you. Yeah, next, yep.
Question for all three of you as well. We're talking about onboard radios at Viaplay, and in the current climate with social media, everything is being aired. How do you feel about the fact that everything you say can be broadcast and keeps haunting you forever, maybe?
Ollie, let's start with you this time.
Yeah, I don't think it's ideal. I mean, it's the age-old thing. I think if a footballer or, you know, other sportsmen had a mic on and were able to broadcast, then, you know, the views would be very different. You know, it's tough. You know, we can not open the microphone and say it in our head, but with the amount of adrenaline and pressure that we're under in this sport, when you open the radio and you want to share your frustration or your feelings with your engineer, you're not thinking about the other people, the whole population of the world that could potentially hear it, you know. So it's a shame that it's broadcasted, and for me it should be cracked down a little bit. Yeah, that's my view.
Yeah, it's tricky. It's tricky to measure as well sometimes what we say on the radio. I think it's a very it's a sport that has very different things compared to other sports. On the grid, we are, before 2 minutes, we jump in the car, we are with fans, with people, we are not, you know, we are not fully focused on what we have to do. Any other sportsman, athlete, tennis, football, any other sport, they are, you know, fully focused 2 hours before, they don't see anyone, they are with their team, and they are just fully focused on what they have to do next. We have many things, external stuff that we have to deal with. The radio is one of them, and I think to get the chance to be open for all the world and everyone being able to listen what we say, it's sometimes it's tough. We never think about that this is being broadcasted for the whole world, so it's tricky. But I think we have to measure sometimes what we say a bit too much. Should be also measured from the TV, what they put, what they don't. Sometimes it goes out a bit too wild, I think, what we say. So, yeah.
Fernando?
Yeah, I agree with both of them. You know, unnecessary sometimes, poorly broadcasted and chosen by, you know, the one choosing, you know, which radios to broadcast. Misunderstood 99.9% of the times because there are private conversations with your engineer or your team that maybe you went through on Sunday morning on the strategy meeting. You know, what happened if, you know, we come out of the pit stop with this scenario, or what happened if in lap 1 we overtake 2 cars or we miss 2 positions or whatever. So you have alternative plans, you know, on the strategy that obviously when you only broadcast one sentence is impossible to understand from home, and the repercussion that he has. But yeah, sometimes when the radio broadcast is the protagonist of the race, that also is very sad that the race was so poor in terms of entertainment. So yeah, that's something that we need to improve all as a group in the sport.
Okay, thanks all. Next one, yep.
Tom Slafer for DAZN Spain. Question for Fernando. Fernando, it's 6 races to go this season. In basically 4 months, you will be trying the new car with the promising 2026 regulations. So for these last races of 2025, what are the boxes you would like to tick to build good momentum for next year?
I think on the weekends, we still need to perform at our best level. We need to keep the motivation high. We need to improve in some you know, things that we need operational wise to get better for next year. So we need to use these 6 races as a test in a way. And yeah, obviously we need to have an eye into next year's calendar and save a little bit of energy. Even if we are racing hard and we're traveling for these next 2 months, we need to also think about you know, having some rest as well early now in the last part of the year to start in January with the batteries fully charged.
Okay, thank you. Next, yep.
Tim Harini, TSN. Question for Fernando. Just wanted to circle back on Max for a second. And in your opinion, what makes Max such an incredible talent?
Well, I think he's 4 times world champion. First of all, that's not a casualty, and he's one of the best drivers in the history of the sport. And I think he's able to extract the maximum from the car, and when the car is a dominant car, he can win the championship and just break some records along the season. And when the car is not that good or is not the fastest, he still provide the good lap in qualifying or the good race, the good fight. And yeah, he's in a very good level, very high level. And yeah, this year is obviously fighting against a superior car, which is the McLaren. But yeah, if it comes to the last race or whatever, and they are tight on points, maybe in that moment he becomes, the man to follow. I think, as I said before, I think the 2 McLarens, they have enough advantage on the car to fight between them. But yeah, with Max, that can happen, as we saw in 2021, when the car was a little bit, less performing than the Mercedes. He still win the championship in Abu Dhabi.